Hey guys, it's Destiny, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that may be good for free-to-play, but it can also possibly be bad for those who are experiencing Honkai Star Rail. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I made a previous video where I talked about how Honkai Star Rail revealed during their live stream that there will be 80 polls in patch 1. I actually received an email that clarified which of these polls are going to be included in the 80 polls. So we'll be getting a Trailblazer mission, which is basically a login reward of 10 polls, which is for the limited banner, which I think is great. This will be in the beginning of the game, so we'll be able to get 10 polls on the limited. And then we're getting 50 more polls from being level 50 in the game, or rather increasing your game level to obtain 50 polls. So you'll get 1,600 Stellar Jade, which Stellar Jade can be used on the standard banner or the limited banner. So with the 10 polls that we get from the daily login, which will last for 7 days, and then also leveling up in the game, that equals to 60 polls. And then we'll also be getting 20 polls from the pre-registration rewards, which essentially equals 80 polls, which I think is great. That essentially we'll be getting 80 polls just by basically leveling up in the game and basically getting some polls just by logging into the game and just pre-registering for the game. Additionally, if you are enjoying this video so far, make sure to hit the subscribe button and let's carry on. The only issue I have with the patch being like this is that the only real way to get a lot of limited polls to possibly guarantee a limited character or get to the 50-50 of the 90 pity, which by the way, the game does have a soft pity, but the only issue with the soft pity is that I personally don't think you should expect to get a 5-star at soft pity. I think when you do summon, you should go in assuming that you will have to hit the 90 just in case. At least that's how I was with Genshin, since if I'm being honest, when I played Genshin, I usually had pretty bad luck, unfortunately, and I've definitely had to hit 90 polls numerous times, so I know a lot of you guys have definitely gotten lucky with Genshin, as that game has a soft pity as well. But due to the fact that Honkai Star Rail also has one, I would still go with the, the notion that you will have to spend 90 polls to hit pity. So with that being said, let's just assume you need 90. The only real way to get 90 polls, from what it seems, is to basically, and I'm just going to say it in my words, or rather how I'm personally thinking about it, is to play a bunch of the story mode and basically complete a lot of the content in the game in order to get enough Stellar Jade in order to get limited polls, since hypothetically if you don't play the game too much during the first 2 to 3 weeks of Seele being there, which by the way they call her Seele in Honkai Star Rail, I know in Honkai Impact she has a different pronunciation, but for this video I'm just gonna call her Seele because that's what the voice actors call her. So due to that, you'll basically have to play a lot of the game in order to try to ensure that you can possibly get her.
My bad, YouTube.
You're getting cut out.
What do you mean?
You're getting cut out.
Hi YouTube. Hello. This is EO, HoYoverse's new space fantasy RPG Honkai Star Rail premier featured YouTuber, and I'll be launching officially on April 26th at 10 o'clock UTC +8, whatever the fuck that means. Pre-register now.
We're not allowed to swear in my videos.
Oh, my bad. Future person that edits the video, delete that. And then also pre-register now and join the official Discord for the EOverse channel, and not the Moonverse channel. And also, I got a hard pity.
Okay then. So whether or not you guys hear that part is completely up to me, but we'll see. I'm very sorry about that. Anyway, as I was saying, you'll have to play a lot of the story in order to be able to basically get enough polls, I feel like, to guarantee one of the 50-50s in the game. I'm not too sure if in the beginning of the game, if you play a bunch of the story and do the Forgotten Hall, the simulated universe, and all the extra modes and the events, if you'll be able to accumulate 180 polls before she goes away. I do not know that 100%, but I will say that you'll definitely have to do a lot of the story, play a lot of the modes, and so on. The only issue with this is that, which this was an issue in my opinion with Genshin as well, is that we're going to get to a point where, because we want those polls in order to get that limited character, we're going to basically grind out the game super fast. Like, I definitely expect within a week, a lot of people are going to say, well, I just beat the whole story and now I have no more story to do. I don't have anything to do. Which, granted, you can still do the other modes, as I've stated, as they do have resets, so you can still get more currency, and then you can also do the events. But the only issue is when it comes to story, if you do absolutely everything, like the side quests the story, and then the chests, all of that to get as much currency as possible in order to ensure this character, then you're gonna run out of stuff to do real quick, and you're gonna run out of, I guess, things to do on a daily basis other than grinding for your characters, which is definitely an issue that did exist with Genshin due to the fact that a lot of people would, when a patch comes out, they would grind out the whole patch's content within a week, and then they wouldn't have anything to do, and then, you know, some people would feel a little let down or a bit bored with the game due to the fact that they don't have anything to do. So personally, I do not recommend like people fully go in and just do everything there is to do within a week, because then you will feel kind of bored and be like, oh, I don't have much to do. But some people, you know, they're fine with that, and they're like, I just want to grind my characters, I'm fine with being caught up with the story, and so on. So it's very, very 50-50. It just depends on who you are as a player and who you are as a consumer of story-based games that definitely heavily focus on the story and so on. So overall, I just feel like it's a good thing and it's also a bad thing. The good thing is that we'll be getting a lot of standard pulls, which definitely means that we can guarantee our beginner warp character pretty early on. I actually calculated it. By the time you're level Trailblazer level 15, you'll be able to get those 40 pulls with the pre-registration rewards in order to get your first 5 stars. So by the time you're level 15, you'll get your first 5 star, which I think is excellent. And then you'll also be getting more standard tickets as you keep leveling up throughout the game. And there's also the login, so you'll get some limited pulls. The only issue is that you're going to have to really grind out the game. And if they keep the currency relatively similar to CBT3, in my opinion at least, you're definitely going to have to grind out a lot of that story, the chests, and so on, just to be able to get a bunch of pulls. I will say though, I definitely think this is manageable for free-to-play players. I definitely think you guys will be able to accumulate a good amount of pulls due to this. So if you are playing the game and going at a decent rate, and you know, playing the events, playing those other modes in the game and scoring pretty well, or being able to complete it within the restrictions that apply to those modes, then I think you'll be in a good spot. And of course, I would like to also mention, when you go into the game, I would definitely recommend, if there is a character you know you want 100%, to save for that character, especially if you're free to play. This doesn't really apply to people who spend, or spend rather a good amount, just the fact that they can likely buy whatever character they want by just hitting 2 pities if need be. But for people who are free to play, I would definitely say when you go into the game, just be wary of your resources, you know, grind out whatever you want. It's up to your leisure, how much time you have. But I would recommend, like, if you know for a fact you want Jing Yuan, I would definitely say to skip Seele and just go for Jing Yuan. Since if I'm being honest, I don't believe that we'll be able to guarantee hit, let's just say 4 pities to get both of those characters 100%. I seriously doubt that there will be that much resources right away. But if there is, awesome. If there's not though, which I expect there won't be, then it's kind of whatever. I would just recommend that you guys save for who you want. And I will be actually releasing a video soon about which 5-star I think is probably the best for free to play from what we know so far, and which one I know for a fact that I'm going to be pulling for. So that will be a video that will be coming up very, very soon. So yeah, I hope this video though helps you guys out, and if it did, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys feel about this. If you guys think that, you know, the 80 pulls being mainly standard tickets, as well as, you know, those logins for the limited, if you guys think that's good, or if you guys think that's kind of whatever, and how you guys feel about having, you know, to play a lot of the story, do a lot of the content in the game in order to get, you know, that currency in order to pull the characters. I don't personally think it's a super bad thing, but I don't think it's like a super good thing either. I just think it's kind of in the middle, because you can see it both ways, as I've talked about in this video. So I'd love to know in the comments down below how you guys feel. But overall, I feel like Honkai Star Rail will come out, and I think it'll be an amazing game, as I've had an amazing time with the closed beta 3 that we recently got so far. So yeah, I hope you guys once again enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a nice one. Peace.